Hi everybody, my name is Caden.
I'm Jaden.
I'm Nicole.
I'm Eli.
And I'm Jason.
And we're in the Torah YouTube channel.
And these are the letters of Brother Shaul. And we're going over them, and we are seeing what we can figure out and what we can find out. And we are now into the book of 1 Corinthians. And we've done everything from 1 Timothy, Titus, 1 Thessalonians, 2 Thessalonians, Romans, Galatians, and 2 Timothy. And now we are on 1 Corinthians. And I will say, first and foremost, that out of 1 Timothy and Titus, we don't have anything, well, we don't have exactly the same kind of stuff. In 1 Timothy and Titus, we have a lot of laws, statutes, and commands of Brother Shaul that he added in there. Things that widows must be 60 years old and that women must not speak, they shouldn't teach, a lot of things like that, and we don't have that in the Torah. And so as we write the Torah on our hearts, minds, and souls, we need to absolutely be correct in our doctrine. And if we are taking outside doctrine, then we are creating other Elohim other than our Elohim Most High, which is Yahuwah. Okay, Eli, you know where these places were, right?
Yep.
Okay, what do you got?
So Colossians was located in Turkey.
Okay.
Ephesians was also located in Turkey. The Corinthians were located in southern Greece.
Okay.
The Thessalonians were located in northern Greece.
Okay.
And the Galatia was located in Turkey.
Okay, and do we know where Titus was when he actually sent that? Do we remember?
Oh, well.
I don't know. All right, and so here we go. We are into 1 Corinthians, and we will get as much as we possibly can. We'll probably only read a few chapters of this, and then we will see where this goes. All right, let's do our handy-dandy split screen. It's just so slow. Okay, we got it. All right.
And also the Philippians were also located in Greece.
Philippians were also located in Greece. So we are, where's 1 Corinthians here? There it is. Okay, and so we have this right here. And so in our top left, we have the King James Version. The top right, we have the NIV. The bottom is called a book called the Sefer. And I would not buy that with your good earned money. I would go with the Hallelujah Scriptures if you possibly can. And Jaden and Caden, the twins, are going to be reading out of the Hallelujah Scriptures. Nicole will be reading out of the Amplified. Yes. And we shall begin. Okay, Paul, called to be an apostle of Yahushua HaMashiach through the will of Elohim, and Sosthenes, our brother, until the called out assembly of Elohim, which is at Corinth, to them that are sanctified in Mashiach Yahusha, called to be the Kadeshim, with all that in every place call upon the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, our Adonai, both theirs and ours. Grace be unto you and peace from Elohim our Father and from the Adonai Yahushua HaMashiach. I thank my Elohim always on your behalf for the grace of Elohim which is given you by Yahushua HaMashiach. Okay, and for those who've never seen any of our other segments, we are the people that believe the laws, statutes, and commands are for all times, because the Bible tells us they are all for times. It says, it is for all generations, until heaven and earth pass away, not one jot or tittle of the Torah will be gone. And we believe this with every part of our heart. So we are going through these very slowly, trying to go through them, because a lot of people have made Brother Shaul their Elohim. And they have made him their Elohim by getting rid of the Torah. They say the law is no more. They say it's bondage, that it's not good for us, that we don't need to be keeping it, and that is contrary to what the scriptures say. And so the very first part of this, guys, is it's in all of Brother Shaw's letters, right? It's a greeting. Yeah, it's a greeting. Hey, how's everyone out there? This
peace
is what it is.
Peace be unto you.
Yeah, peace be to you. Okay, verse 5. That in everything ye are enriched by him in all utterance and in all knowledge, even as the testimony of Mashiach was confirmed in you, so that ye come behind in no gift, waiting for the coming of our Adonai Yahushua HaMashiach, who shall also confirm you until the end, that ye may be blameless in the day of our Adonai Yahushua HaMashiach. Okay, how does one end up being blameless?
Well, they keep the belief of Yahushua for one, and they follow the Torah. They do what the commands that were told on Mount Sinai, the commands that were told throughout the Torah, we are to do what is said there.
Yeah, absolutely. 9. Elohim is faithful, by whom ye were called unto the fellowship of his Son, Yahushua HaMashiach, of our Adonai. Now I beseech you, brethren, by the name of our Adonai Yahushua HaMashiach, that ye all be of one word, and that there be no divisions among you, but that ye be perfectly joined together in the same mind and in the same judgment. Okay, the word is capitalized. Do you guys have a capitalized word in that?
I do not.
Okay, so this one is capitalized, that ye all be of one word.
Mine says that you all agree.
Okay? In this one, if it is of one word, what do we have in the king? That y'all speak the same thing. Okay? So whatever the word was, the word is what, Eli?
The Torah.
Yeah, there's nothing else. The Torah is the truth. The word is the truth. For it has been declared unto me of you, my brethren, by them who are of the house of Chloe, that there are contentions among you. Okay, Chloe's house is out of control. Now this I say, that every one of you says, I am of Paul, and I of Apollos, and I of Kepha, and I of Mashiach. Is Mashiach divided? Was Paul crucified for you, or were ye baptized in the name of Paul?
So something that when they say I'm of Paul, it sounds like a lot like modern day Christianity. Well, Paul said this. I believe what Paul said. He just said right here, I'm not your Messiah. I'm not your God. I wasn't killed for you. You shouldn't be. You should not be fighting like this, infighting, when we all have the same Messiah.
Yeah, in fact, he's even saying that, it needs to be bonded in all that we do, everything. And if you are bonded in Messiah, that means you are bonded in the Torah, because the Torah is very, very clear on what is expected of us and what we need to do. 14. I thank Elohim that I baptized none of you but Crispus and Gaius, lest any of you say that I had baptized in my own name.
So there's definitely a problem where they're creating divisions here, and they're saying I'm of this group, I'm of this group, and they're making their own religions almost. They're making their own groups of people.
If Brother Shaul was here today, he would go, listen, Christians, I didn't die for you. I wasn't impaled for you. Thank God I didn't baptize any of you, or else you would be saying that it's all Paul.
Right, and another thing you gotta remember, this is to the Corinthians. This isn't to you. You're not in Chloe's house. You're not baptized by Paul. So this is for the Corinthians. This isn't something you should be taking too hard.
Yeah, and it sounds like there is a major amount of contention in everything that we're doing here.
16.
Okay, 16. And I baptized also the household of Stephanas. Besides, I know not whether I baptized any other.
That's in parentheses in the NIV.
Yeah, how does he remember if he doesn't remember if he baptized anyone? That's odd. That's like selective thinking.
I mean, you've been
in the river. Did you not remember getting your clothes off and going into the river?
I think he's just been through a lot of baptizing. I think he's been through a lot of people, and he just forgot faces and names, I think.
Okay.
I mean, it's possible that he's just done a lot, and he's just forgotten who's who.
Could be.
He probably baptized more than those two.
I'm getting pretty old. I forget all this stuff, too. He's 17, 18 years later. I mean, this is 20-some years, right? As far as we know.
We don't know. It could be. Yeah. It's anywhere. I think
it's really hard to find out what times the books are and how you do them, unless he had to put a specific date. Like this is 300.
No date.
Like this is 330 AD or whatever it is, but
that's a 33. Yeah.
30 AD?
I thought you said 33 AD.
I said 30 AD.
Okay. Yeah, we don't like 33s here. Anyway, that's another story. Okay, for Mashiach sent me not to baptize, but to preach the Besorah, not with wisdom of words, lest the cross of Mashiach should be made of no effect. Right? So what's he saying?
So basically, he's like, it's a good thing I'm not your Messiah, because then the cross be nothing.
Yeah.
So there was obviously a problem where he was like, they were saying, oh, I was baptized, I am saved. He's like,
Paul said?
He's like, I'm glad I didn't baptize you, or else you would all be saying, oh, I'm saved because I was baptized, instead of having belief in Mashiach.
Yeah. For the preaching of the cross is to them that perish foolishnesses, but unto us which are saved, it is the power of Elohim. Did your guys just say cross?
Steak.
Steak, yeah. That is not incorrect. It wasn't steak. It wasn't cross. It was steak. Okay, so he has that wrong as well. Okay. 19... For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, and will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent. That's out of Isaiah. Where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Has not Elohim made foolish the wisdom of this world?
And that's where he says, I thank you for hiding these things from the wise.
Yeah.
For after that, in the wisdom of Elohim, the world by wisdom knew not Elohim. It pleased Elohim, by the foolishness of preaching, to save them that believe. All right, what are we saying here?
For since in the wisdom of Elohim, the world through wisdom did not know Elohim, it pleased Elohim through the foolishness of preaching to save those who believe.
That's Dr. Seuss. Does anyone get this?
Yeah, I honestly have no thoughts on this.
For since in the wisdom of God, the world through its wisdom did not know him.
So basically, so in their own thoughts, they did not know him because they were so wise, right? It's like the atheist or someone that does not believe. But the foolish, the people that are willing to believe a childlike story, right? Have the faith of a child, they are saved.
And it says that basically Yah was happy with that foolishness because they didn't know anything and then they were preached, I think is what it's saying.
I think it's the same as how before Adam and Eve ate the apple, they didn't know anything. And now when they ate the apple, they became basically wise.
Knowing good and evil.
Yeah. All right. 22. For the Yahudim require a sign, and the Yavanim seek after wisdom. So the Greeks, right?
The Greeks, yep.
We got the Greeks, and we got the descendants of Yahweh and the Greeks. Okay, and so what's he mean by the Yahudim require a sign?
Well, they asked Yahushua for a sign. They said, show us a sign. They want to know when the Messiah is coming. They wanted to know this thing. And Yahushua was like, I'm here. I am your sign.
Yeah, they missed it. 23. But we preach Mashiach crucified unto the Yahudim a stumbling block, and unto the Yavim foolishness.
So, like it is to the Jews to this day, it's a stumbling block to them. They can't wrap their head around a Messiah that came and died for them. They have to think that something is coming to this day. And it's, for the Greeks, I guess, Yahushua is foolishness. It's a foolish thing to believe in Messiah.
Yeah, people think you're a fool if you believe in what they call the invisible guy in the sky, right? I've heard that so many times, like, ha ha ha, oh, you believe in the hidden guy in the sky. Okay, 24. But unto them which are called both Yahudim and Yavanim, Mashiach, the power of Elohim and the wisdom of Elohim. Because the foolishness of Elohim is wiser than men, and the weakness of Elohim is stronger than men.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't ever say that about Elohim. I would never say that his foolishness is even. I mean, I understand what he's saying.
He's just saying like
even at his foolishness, he's way better than we are.
Like his worst days better.
Like Yah's single breath is stronger than 1,000 men.
Yeah, right. And I think that would be better to say than the weakness of Elohim is stronger than men. I don't see a weakness in Elohim. I don't see that at all.
It's just him putting up a metaphor.
Right. For ye see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called. That was hard.
So like it said, meek inherit the earth. Those who are strong, those who are wise in their own eyes, they don't see the coming of Messiah. They didn't see the coming of Messiah. They don't understand it. They don't follow. They follow what's right in their own eyes.
The NIV looks a little better. Brothers and sisters, think of what you were when you were called. Not many of you were wise by human standards. Not many were influential. Not many were of noble birth, right? And if you guys remember, where were we at? Right? I mean, we were in Babylon, living it up in Babylon life, and we didn't know. We were watching TV and doing evil things and things of that nature. 27. But Elohim has chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and Elohim has chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty. And base things of the world and things which are despised has Elohim chosen, yea, and things which are not, to bring to naught things that are. Wow, that's hard. That no flesh should glory in his presence. Okay, does anyone have a better description of that or know what that's saying?
Where we at?
27. That's a terrible thing to say.
I know. I have a dog over here barking.
Okay, so 27.
But Elohim has chosen the foolish of the world to put to shame the wise, and Elohim has chosen the weak of the world to put to shame the strong.
Okay, and then 28. God chose the lowly things of this world and the despised things and the things that are not to nullify the things that are. Yeah, and I mean, he will bring like a child of whatever has more wisdom than an adult who has lived all his life and refuses to seek the Torah and seek the way. Okay, I think that's what it is.
Yeah, the meek will inherit the earth. These strong people do not inherit the earth.
Yep, meek will inherit the earth. 30. But of him are ye in Mashiach Yahusha, who of Elohim is made unto us wisdom, and righteousness, and sanctification, and redemption, that according as it is written, he that glorifies, let him glory in Yahuwah. Okay, anything odd or anything yet?
No.
It's harder words. He writes
I think
hard.
it's one of the earlier books.
He writes hard. It's hard to think.
It's definitely like where we just read Timothy and Galatians. They were very easy to read. They were easy writings, I think.
2 Timothy.
Oh, yeah, 2 Timothy. 1 Timothy is a little rough.
1 Timothy had a bunch of laws of Brother Shaul that,
I think he was still a little Judaism at the beginning stages.
That's what he said in Galatians. He was dealing with his Judaism. He said he was still running with it and he did not quite understand.
Yep. All right. Second. And I, brethren, when I came to you, came not with excellency of speech or of wisdom, declaring unto you the testimony of Elohim. For I determined not to know anything among you, save Yahushua HaMashiach and him crucified. Okay, what does he say?
So he said he did not go know anyone. He did not go to know anyone, except he just told them that Yahushua HaMashiach died for them.
Yeah, he didn't come, speaking well or sounding wise. He essentially brought the Besora of Yahushua
As bluntly as
HaMashiach.
possible, Yahushua died for them.
Right. Okay, and I was with you in weakness and in fear and in much trembling, and my speech And my preaching was not with enticing words of man's wisdom, but in demonstration of the Ruach and of power, that your faith should not stand in the wisdom of men, but in the power of Elohim. Howbeit we speak wisdom among them that are perfect, yet not the wisdom of this world, nor of the princes of this world that come to naught. But we speak the wisdom of Elohim in a mystery, even the hidden wisdom, which Elohim ordained before the world unto our glory. What is the hidden wisdom? What's he talking about?
The Torah, finding the hidden wisdom is the Torah. Not many people that he's talking to here know what the Torah even was at the time. They're all Corinthians are people that were considered Gentiles. They did not have access to the Torah like the rest of the.
And even less people now know what the Torah is. We have far more people on this world now than they ever had any time before, and they at least for a while, and then they
don't want to learn it. So
yeah, they don't want to learn it.
It's like we're not speaking wisdom because there's a lot of wise people that are wise in the world that can say great things in the world and they have all this wisdom. But when their wisdom is compared to biblical wisdom, how is it put up against the Bible? It's just foolishness.
Right. 9. But as it is written, eye has not seen nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which Elohim has prepared for them that love him. But Elohim has revealed them unto us by his Ruach. For the Ruach searches all things, yea, the deep things of Elohim. For what man knows the things of a man, save the Ruach of man which is in him? Even so the things of Elohim knows no man, but by the Ruach of Elohim.
And going on there, like, who is going to search the depths of these things? If you are loving Elohim, you're going to be diving deep into the Word. You're going to figure out what it means. You're going to be researching. You're going to be figuring out everything. You're going to be comparing books. You're going to, if you love Elohim and you want to know what the secrets of heaven are, then you are going to research it. You're going to put your time into it. You're going to invest into it.
Yeah, if you love Elohim, you will love his word, and the word is the Torah. Okay. Now we have received not the Ruach of the world, but the Ruach which is of Elohim, that we might know the things that are freely given to us of Elohim, which things also we speak, not in the words which man's wisdom teaches, but which the Ruach HaKodesh teaches, comparing spiritual things with spiritual. And the way I always heard this, or at least my mother taught me, is that wisdom comes from Elohim. It comes from Yah. Knowledge is man's. You will gain knowledge, but you will not gain real wisdom when it comes to man. Brother Shaw speaks a little bit differently. He says there's wisdom, what the world teaches, man's wisdom teaches. And, I guess men can be kind of wise, but...
They can say wise things, and they can try to teach, advice and stuff, but I don't think it's true wisdom.
Yeah, it's not true wisdom if you don't have the Torah behind you.
That's why it's called man's wisdom, right? Fleshly wisdom is only considered right in the eyes of those who don't have the Torah, those who don't have Yah in their lives. That's considered wise to them, but when you have the Torah, you will understand that wisdom is actually from the Bible, is from Yah.
Yeah, it's spirit of wisdom. It's an actual female. Okay, but the natural man receives not the things of the Ruach Elohim, for they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. Okay, what would the Ruach Elohim send people?
It would send people the
Torah.
It would send them to the Torah, right? It's not going to send them the Torah unless, he's the mailman or something of the sort. But we all have the Torah in our house. We all have it in a place.
We can get it on our cell phones, our computers.
Cell phones. You can get hundreds of different translations. You can begin your quest by simply reading.
If you're listening to this now and you're new here, you just go download a Bible app on your phone. It doesn't matter which translation. If you're just starting, just go read the Bible. Just start reading.
I would suggest probably the NIV for an easy read, but they all have massive translation errors.
Right, King James is probably one of the hardest.
Yeah, the King has ruined a lot of stuff.
Definitely just start reading your Bible. Just start reading where you can. Learn the word where you can get it.
As a love letter to you. That's how you want to read it, with that mindset that this is a love letter from the person that loves you more than anything. And when you read it as a love letter, that you can take its instructions, then you'll be wise. 16. For who has known the mind of the Ruach Yahuwah, that he may instruct him? But we have the mind of Mashiach. Okay. That's it, the second chapter. All right, let's roll on. So far, so good. Brother Shaul. And I, brethren, could not speak unto you as unto spiritual, but as unto carnal, even as unto babes in Mashiach. Okay, the NIV maybe has a little better. Brothers and sisters, I could not address you as people who live by the Spirit, but as people who are still worldly, mere infants in Christ. Okay, that makes sense?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I have fed you with milk and not with food, for hitherto you were not able to bear it, neither yet now are ye able. And this would be going down the line of the circumcision, right? If you have the guys out there, the straight razors, and they're like trying to get you circumcised before you even know the law, statutes, and commands, you're drinking milk, but you're not able to have food, which means you're still a baby. You don't have it. And, the funny thing is the Christians have Paul as their Elohim, but they don't listen to him. If they listen to him in context, they would be embarrassed that they're only drinking milk. And if they don't have the Torah, they will only have baby step milk. You'll only have baby formula. Okay, 3. For ye are yet carnal. For whereas there is among you envying and strife and divisions, are ye not carnal and walk as men? So again, this is, envying, strife, divisions. I mean, that's unbrotherly love, right? That is not of Yah. That is not of Yahusha, right? And so that's what men do. For while one says, I am of Paul, and another, I am of Apollos, are ye not carnal, right?
So basically, it's
Christians.
As a Christian, I listen to what Paul said. If Paul said this, Paul said that. When you sit there and you read more Paul than anything, and you're sitting there,
That's your God.
It's your God. Who are you spending time with? Well,
yeah. Who do you listen to, and who do you think? If your God has told you to abandon the Torah, that's your God. It doesn't matter who it is, right? Lowercase g. Okay. I have planted, Apollos watered, but Elohim gave the increase. So then neither is he that plants anything, neither he that waters, but Elohim that gives the increase. Basically, Paul just said he's nothing and that Yah is everything. And
it's Yah doing the work inside them.
Yes.
He said he may have planted the seed that says you need to read your Bible, you need to follow the Torah, you need to believe in Mashiach, but the rest was done by Yahuwah.
Yeah, and that's what we are trying to do is plant these seeds. And even though people yell and curse at us all the time, it's still a seed being planted. And maybe one day these people will understand or will hopefully come to the Yah. Okay, verse 8. Now he that plants and he that waters are one, and every man shall receive his own reward according to his own labor. For we are laborers together with Elohim. Ye are Elohim's husbandry, ye are Elohim's building. Okay, and NIV says, for we are co-workers in God's service. You are God's field, God's building, right? Everything is Elohim, right? Everything, right? We are only here because of what Yah has given to us and allowed us to do. 10. According to the grace of Elohim, which is given unto me as a wise master builder, I have laid the foundation, and another builds thereon. But let every man take heed how he builds thereupon. For other foundation can no man lay than that is laid, which is Yahushua HaMashiach. Okay, what is the foundation of Yahushua HaMashiach?
The Torah.
The Torah. That is his foundation. Our Messiah walked the Torah. 12. Is everyone paying attention to me? Everyone phased out? Get a little hungry?
No. The dogs. Just watching the dog. He's going around.
Okay. Now, if any man build upon this foundation gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, stubble, every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. What do you mean, a trial by fire?
He's saying that you're going to be tested. Will it stand up to the fire?
And what do we know about chaff?
It burns.
It burns.
Burns. Well, what about it? Everything that does not produce good fruits is going to be burned up by Messiah Yahusha. He's going to burn up the chaff. Okay. Where are we at?
We're on 13. No, 14.
14. Wow, that was our ceiling. That was our roof. That just makes those sounds out of the middle of nowhere. Hallelujah. Okay, 14. If any man's work abide which he has built thereupon, he shall receive a reward. Okay, so what does that say there? If what
so basically,
has been built,
if a fire consumes your works and is still there afterwards, that means it's proven good.
And NIV says, if what has been built survives, the builder will receive a reward. He's talking about people. We're talking about planting a seed. We're talking about the reward that if the person comes
and
that the
building
seed,
it on foundation that is structurally sound.
And it also talks about that you will receive a reward, but our reward is in the Shamayim. It's not here, right? If any man's work shall be burned, he shall suffer loss, but he himself shall be saved, yet as so by fire. Okay, so what does that say?
That the work you've done, you may have tried to save people, it failed. You're not going to be hurt, but you're going to understand that what you're teaching is wrong. You need to change your ways. That way you will be saved.
Yeah, and it also, this is another thing, is if any man's work shall be burned, your work that you're doing is trying to plant seeds for Yah. And if your work gets burned, that means the person has rejected it. They don't care about it, right? But it says he himself shall be saved, right? The person that's trying to plant the seed. And so, even though only as one escaping through the flames, as NIV finishes. Okay, 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of Elohim, and that the Ruach Elohim dwells in you? If any man defile the temple of Elohim, Him shall Elohim destroy, for the temple of Elohim is holy, which temple ye are. Okay, anyone want to get into a little bit about temples?
Your body is a temple. Your body is basically
It's supposed to be holy. It's supposed to be a sacrifice to Yah.
Yeah, it's where our Messiah, it's where Messiah and it's where Yah dwells into. It's in our temple. It's in our system. And if you're defiling the temple, what does that mean?
It means you're defiling. You're
destroying your body.
How would you defile it?
There's several ways you can defile it.
Pig's one.
You add the food that enter your body, committing acts of evil,
Adultery, pornography, huh? Tattoos would do that, right? Yeah, you're defiling your temple. You're printing on Yah what he did not want printed. If he wanted you to have a tattoo, he would have given you a tattoo.
Put it on a piece of paper.
Yep. Yeah, put it on a piece of paper. Don't put it on your skin. Okay, let's go right here. I have dogs. I'm dealing with two of everyone. So, let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seems to be wise in this world, let him become a fool that he may become wise. What does that mean?
So basically,
you read 17?
Did I read 17?
I know you read 16 about one part of the temple, but I don't think you read the second part about the temple.
Yeah,
Yep.
we did.
Okay, if any man defile the temple of Elohim, him shall Elohim destroy, for the temple of Elohim is holy, which temple ye are.
Yeah, we read
let
that.
no man deceive himself. If any man among you seems to be wise in this world, let him become a fool, that he may be wise.
So if you look smart with the world, if you're wise in the world, you know worldly stuff. But let him become foolish so that he can actually learn wisdom.
Yeah,
He be stupid so that he understands the Torah. So he has
And
faith of it.
I've seen these guys that go to college for like 15 years, and they come out and they believe they are their own God, right? They have figured it out. The people in the schools have indoctrinated them enough, and they are wise in their own minds, but they are fools, right? They are fools because they do not know the Torah.
If you are wise in your own eyes, you have a thing of pride, right? If you're wise in the world, you're having a thing of pride that won't accept Elohim. When you become stupid in the ways of the world, you are able to break down that wall and let Elohim in.
Right. Yep. Okay. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with Elohim. For it is written, he takes the wise in their own craftiness. Absolutely, yeah. It doesn't matter how smart or how awesome you think you are, you're never going to get one over on Yah.
That's from Job.
Job. And again, Yahuwah knows the thoughts of the wise, that they are in vain. And we might have to wrap up after this. I got some antsy dogs here. Hopefully not. I think they just need to go outside. Okay. Therefore, let no man glory in men, for all things are yours. You know, that's the Christians. They glorify Paul to the point where they keep him as their keeper. For all things are yours, whether Paul or Apollos or Kepha or the world or life or death or things present or things to come are all yours. And ye are Mashiach's, and Mashiach is Elohim's. Okay, what is he just saying here?
Well, we have a Trinity breaker towards the end, but he says that don't boast in anything else because nothing belongs to you. It belongs to Yahuwah. When you are sitting there boasting in yourself, or you're boasting in another man, or you're saying that you are of this person or you're of some other denomination, then it doesn't work. Then there's nothing there. There's no salvation in that. Your boasting should be in Mashiach. Through the salvation, you should be boasting that you have salvation.
Yeah, absolutely. That is what we have, boasting in the salvation. We're going to get a little disruption here because my dogs are about to fly out of here. Nicole is opening the door, and they are not really flying now. Okay, let's continue on. 1 Corinthians 4. Let's go to the next one. Let a man so account of us as of the ministers of Mashiach and stewards of the mysteries of Elohim. Moreover, it is required in stewards that a man be found faithful. But with me it is a very small thing that I should be judged of you, or a man's judgment, yea, I judge not my own self. For I know nothing by myself, yet am I not hereby justified? But he that judges me is Yahuwah. Okay, what does this say right here? He's essentially saying not to go, I mean, he knows he's going to be judged by Yah. And so if you are your own religion, that's not what Paul is ever saying. Paul does not say this at all. He says he knows he's going to be judged of Yahuwah, and he doesn't care about man's judgment. He doesn't care about any of this. Anyone have anything else?
No, he's just saying that they are servants of Elohim, and they should be found trustworthy through what Elohim does. They should not be found trustworthy in man-made doctrine. They should not be found trustworthy. They should not be found out working in the ways of the evil.
Right. 5. Therefore judge nothing before the time, until Yahuwah come, who both will bring to the light the hidden things of darkness, and will make manifest the counsels of the hearts, and then shall every man sing praise of Elohim.
Did you say till the Adon comes?
Okay.
Right, since the Adon comes up.
Okay. So what does that say?
He says that Do not judge any at all before the time until the dawn comes, who shall bring to light what is hidden in darkness and reveal the thoughts in the hearts, and then each one's praise shall come to Elohim.
Right.
That's another bad translation.
Yep. And these things, brethren, I have in a figure transferred to myself and to Apollos for your sake, that ye might learn in us not to think of men above that which is written, that no one of you be puffed up for one against another.
So he's just saying, there's obviously a pride problem. The way he's writing this is obviously a pride problem. People are saying, I'm of this person, thinking they are greater than one another. And Paul is trying to shut this down, saying that everyone is equal. No one is greater than one another. That everyone should just be to Elohim, because if they are more than they are trying to be, like he said in the previous books, if you are somebody you're not being, it profits no one. It doesn't do any good.
Right. Okay. And we're going to have some distractions here. We have too many dogs and not enough people. Okay, let's attempt to make it to the next one. 7. There's down to 2 of us. Cade and I, and the rest of people are fighting the dogs. Okay, so 7. For who makes you to differ from another? And what have you that you did not receive? Now, if you did receive it, why do you glory as if you had not received it?
So basically, they're one another. It's such a big fight. They're boasting that they have something that no one else has, or someone saying they don't have what that other person has. And he's like, you have all received salvation. Why are you even fighting over it? What's worth the fight?
Yeah. 8. Now ye are full, now ye are rich, ye have reigned as kings without us, and I pray ye did reign, that we also might reign with you. I don't know what that means. Anyone?
So you reigned as sovereigns apart from us, and I prefer, indeed you did reign, that we also might reign with you. So I think he's just saying they were reigning as kings, but under Elohim, I would hope.
Yeah, I think because of Messiah Yahusha. So the king, or the NIV goes, already you have all you want. Already you have become rich. You have begun to reign, and that without us. How I wish that you really had begun to reign, so that we also might reign with you.
So I think he's just saying that they've all split their ways and all starting to live worldly. And he's like, you guys are just living like the world. You guys are living as kings. You're just living it up. And I wish you would live it up for Elohim instead of yourselves. I think is what he's trying to get across here.
It could be. I do not know. Maybe. Okay. For I think that Elohim has set forth us, the apostles, last, as it were appointed to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to angels, and to men. So he's just kind of thinking, he's like, and NIV says, for it seems to me that God has put us as apostles on display at the end of the procession, like those condemned to die in the arena. We've been made a spectacle to the whole universe, to angels as well as to human beings. And yeah, I mean, people sit and laugh at us all the time. I'm not comparing this, like, we do not hold a candle to Brother Shaul and the rest of these guys. Like, we have not been afflicted yet to this point. Just people cursing us out is not really affliction.
But you are a spectacle. You are strange in the eyes. You are show to these
laughed
people.
At. Yeah,
when you
everyone
walk
laughs
around
at
in
us.
ZZs and you refuse people's unclean foods, it becomes a show. People don't understand.
Yeah, they laugh at you. Oh, you don't want the pig? Okay, we are fools for Mashiach's sake. But ye are wise in Mashiach. We are weak, but ye are strong. Ye are honorable, but we are despised. Even unto this present hour we both hunger and thirst, and are naked, and are buffeted, and have no certain dwelling place. And labor, working with our own hands, being reviled, we bless, being persecuted, we suffer it. For being defamed, we entreat, we are made as the filth of the world, and are all the offscouring of all things unto this day. Basically, it's saying it's not a good job to be an apostle. You get messed up, I think is what he's saying, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think he just said that they are beat up. Like, they're sitting there boasting, saying how great they are. And he's like, you guys haven't gone through this. You guys are living it. Like you said before, you guys are living as sovereigns. You guys are living up. You guys haven't gone through any of this. Why are you even boasting? Why are any of you puffed up against one another, saying you are better than one another? And when being an apostle is not living it up, living it as a Christian, where you have a great life, you live your best life now, and you do what you want. He's saying that that's not what it's about. You are going to get hurt. You're going to get beat. You're going to get abused for the gospel, and that's how it's going to be. That's the honor of the kingdom. That's why it makes the getting into the kingdom, being a person that taught the word, so much better, is because it's worth all that you've been through for the kingdom.
Absolutely. Okay, I write not these things to shame you, but as my beloved sons I warn you. For though you have 10,000 instructors in Mashiach, yet have ye not many fathers. For in Mashiach Yahusha I have begotten you through the Besorah.
So basically he's just saying he's their daddy. He's saying, I'm your spiritual daddy.
Yeah, wherefore I beseech you, be ye followers of me. For this cause have I sent you unto Timotheus, who is my beloved son, and faithful in Yahuwah, who shall bring you into remembrance of my ways, which be in Mashiach, as I teach everywhere in every assembly.
So I don't like where he said, be in me or whatever it was he said, or be followers of me.
Be followers of
Because
me.
he just fought that the entire time.
Right,
He just said-
NIV is different.
He said, yeah, he says, impersonate me.
He said become imitators of me, where he just shot down the entire last chapters that said don't follow me, don't say you're of Paul.
Yeah.
Because if he would be contradicting himself right here.
Absolutely.
So being an imitator is much better where you're doing as he did, but you're not saying I'm of Paul, I am this. You're living as he should live.
Yep. All right, and we just did 17, right?
Yep.
18. Now some are puffed up, as though I would not come to you. But I will come to you shortly. If Yahuwah will and will know, not the speech of them which are puffed up, but the power. For the kingdom of Elohim is not in word, but in power. What will ye? Shall I come unto you with a rod, or in love, and in the ruach of meekness?
So this is, he's like basically like a dad, like a father. Like, are you being good? Do I need to come to you with a spanking stick, or do I need to come to you with love and niceness?
Right, and that's the dogs again. We're going to end this right here, guys. We thank you guys very, very, very much for spending this time and reading these scriptures and putting this to the test and making sure it applies to the Torah. Make sure it doesn't go against the Torah. And I think we're pretty good so far. I think
This has been good. He's just saying that there's obviously like a big fight happening, and we don't have these problems right now. We're not the Church of Corinth. We're not saying we're of Paul. We're not saying we're of this. I mean, the Christians probably say they're of Paul.
Yeah, they do.
But it definitely wasn't for us. This wasn't a book for us. It probably shouldn't have been in the Bible. It probably should have been other things. Just as a letter of Paul, or a letter of Peter, I don't even know if it was to us.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you guys very, very much. Much love, everybody.
All right, shalom.
Shalom.